What up, y'all? This your boy Twan Don, Nubian Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio, in the Gemini Reels Studios. We are going to go ahead and just make it phenomenal for you. It's not often that I come here to the Gemini Reels Studios, and hey, we gonna make it do what it do. Y'all stick around if y'all want to listen to something that's really good. Your boy, Twan and Don. Gemini, what up?
What's going on, everybody in Nubian Nation? This is your boy, Big Bo, Mr. Gemini.
We out. Stay tuned. Nubian Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio. Yes, thank you for coming back and sticking with us here in the Gemini Reels studio. In the house, we got Mr. Reels himself, because I am at his studio. I had the privilege of coming to the Gemini Reels studio, and I
wait. Before you even continue into that, let me say this, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to make this very clear, Nubian Nation. The Gemini Real Studio is always open to Tawana Don.
Well, thank you for that.
And I would say this. It's not about Tawana Don. It's not about Mr. Gemini Reels.
It's about you, eh?
It's not about Mr. Classic.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is we open up and let y'all know that y'all are the ones. Y'all have the voice. Y'all have the voice.
Absolutely.
And I agree.
I can't do nothing but agree with that one.
I agree.
Like we was just discussing off of the air, and Classic had made something really interesting. Actually, he made a really good point. He was like, between Bo and Tawana Don, he said, you two, y'all got the voices. Y'all got the most powerful voices over here on the radio waves. And we appreciate that.
I never really thought of my voice as being powerful. My voice is just my voice, you know. But
I shed tears for y'all. And with me meaning that I shed tears back. God grace us.
Absolutely.
But not only that, us as being a spiritual person, and say that we grow. What is my natural being? Who am I?
That's a good question.
Do you know who you truly are?
I do.
That's a good question.
I do.
And I do too.
You know, I know who I am.
We are merciful. We are glorious. We are like behind.
If you want to go there, fam, look, and I appreciate that you brought that up. And let me tell you who I am. I am a person. I am a man. I am the man that God made in his image. I am the man's man that God wanted to be, and broadcasted and produced as the man. You know what I mean? So when God said, I made you in my image, he did not say, I made some type of homosexual, lesbian, even though I love you guys, lesbians, but
I'm trying to tell you.
You know, when he said that he made me in his image, you know what I'm saying? He made me to look like him, to represent him. But
do you know what a descendant is?
what is a descendant? Let me ask you that. What is that? What is a descendant?
That is the
What does it
million-
mean to you?
That's the $1 million question.
Uh huh.
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, I'm finna do it. Let me tell you what a descendant
I'm
is.
not finna do
You
that.
don't have any boys. You have all girls. I have the privilege of having a boy and
I
a
got-
few girls. You know what I
got
mean?
95 kids.
Hey, well, you know your basketball team. I hope they win the playoffs.
I'm trying to tell you.
That shit right there. You
So
know.
with my
You know.
so with my basketball
You know.
team.
I hope they win. You know what I mean? Hey,
No,
it is what it is.
no, we can laugh and talk about it.
You're right.
But let's be real.
Yeah,
Let's be
absolutely.
real.
Absolutely.
Let's be real. If I have a basketball team or whatever else,
Which you
let's be
really,
real.
you really
Let's
do
be
got a
real.
basketball
Let's be
team,
real.
y'all.
Let's be real.
Hey, no, you don't.
Let's be real.
What? Let's be real.
Your pussy is what?
Washed up and open for business. Wait, I ain't got one.
Wait.
Cause I ain't got one. Why he playing? I ain't got one.
Wow.
Can I fuck your pussy or can your pussy fuck me?
Who do you need to be asking that? Not me.
That is the $1 million question.
Who do you need to be
Why do
asking
we-
that?
Why do we have to do stupid shit like that? And a lot of people don't get this. And I'm sorry to say this, but I'm being real.
Okay.
Let's be real.
I'm listening.
If this man can fuck my wife, if I can fuck his wife, or we can fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck and fuck or whatever else.
Yeah, the only thing
Are
I,
you serious?
the only thing I'm getting out of this is there's a bunch of screwing going on.
No.
That's-
Where did that come from?
What you missing?
I need
the
to
whole
please,
plot.
Please make it make sense.
The
I need to know this.
How can you shame a motherfucker?
Please, I don't know the answer, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell
How
me.
can you shame a motherfucker?
As far as
That's a good question.
If I tell you that, T-Bo, this is what you did, and this is what Twan did, and the outcome is fucked up. Who's right? Who's wrong?
I'm actually lost on this one.
Yeah.
Somebody-
I
To make
keep
it make
telling-
sense to me.
I keep telling you.
I'm trying.
Remember when I told you?
I'm trying to make it make sense.
Remember when I told you? I said family. Mathematics is a motherfucker.
Mathematics is to
Yeah.
the person that
So
really sticks
you
with
can
it.
Break down the equation of somebody being ignorant.
I ain't with all that numbers type shit. I don't work with the
But you
FBI.
may
I don't
not-
do all that.
Yeah,
You
I'm
may
trying to
not
tell
be-
you.
You know what I mean?
You may not be with the numbers. You may not be with
I'm
the
not.
numbers. You may not be with the numbers, but if somebody is ignorant enough to be on some foolish shit,
That's on them.
you say that, wait a minute, hold up. Let me ask you this question, T-Bo. Let me ask you this question.
I'm listening.
What's 5 times
25.
Mm-hmm.
5? You think that is?
I know it is.
So you say 5 times 5 is 25.
Absolutely.
What's 5 divided by 5?
1.
One.
Y'all really think that shit?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Y'all fucked up.
Why?
Fucked up.
Because you cannot
Y'all
rewrite mathematics.
Y'all
You
fucked
can't
up.
rewrite
That's
it.
impossible.
Y'all fucked up.
If you are
Y'all-
going to rewrite it, you need to become a professor in some other fucking
I
institution.
mean, you need to go to Yale or something.
yeah,
Shit.
you know. You need to rewrite that shit.
5 times 5.
It's
Yeah.
25.
5 times 5 is 25.
I'm not gonna have this.
What's
Oh my
5
God.
plus 5?
10.
10. We're gonna move on. I'm not gonna have that on mine.
Divided by 5.
Well, you know what? It is what it is.
You
Moving
can
on.
break down the sums of those numbers, but I'm finna tell y'all.
I'm finna tell you we moving on.
Fam.
That's what we finna do.
Fam.
Because I'm not finna do this again. No.
Fam,
No.
Fam. Let me break
I'm
this-
not doing this again.
Let me break this down to
So,
you. Let me
yeah.
break this down to
Look. Now. So,
you.
with
5 times 5.
Jones,
5 times 5.
Nubian Public Podcast, we'll be right back.
5 times 5 is 5 plus 5.
Okay, we're back, Nubian Nation. Yeah.
If you have 5 plus 5,
Okay.
then you have 5 times 5.
All right.
If you have 5 divided by 5, if you have 5 divided by 5,
You
why
said
is
that.
these numeral numbers? Why is these numeral numbers different? You can't do that,
It's a different equation.
fam. Listen to what I'm
Absolutely.
saying.
I'm listening
If you have-
wholeheartedly. It's a
you have
different
5
equation.
if you have 5 divided by 5, what the fuck do you get out of that? If you have 5 times 5, what the fuck do you get out of that? If you have 5 divided by 5, what the fuck do you get out of that?
Those
These numbers don't add up.
Bro, I see where he coming from. But if you look
cannot-
at the integer,
you cannot.
you have to look at
you
the
can-
integer.
Watch this.
Look at the
Watch
integer.
This. Watch this. Why do they call it the equator?
Hell if I know.
are.
We don't live on
It's
it.
a good question.
See, you can't even figure that out.
No.
You cannot figure out the equator because the denomination does not add up.
Where did the
Denom-
numbers come from on the equator?
Denomination is subtraction.
No, it's
People
not.
don't understand it.
No, it's not.
Man, I promise you, I can break down numeric numbers out of this fucking world.
They should have been took you
I
out
can
then, because
fucking
you
break down
television show numbers. This man is bad.
I guarantee.
He good with numbers,
I
but you ain't that bad.
I guarantee you, I can break down.
You
numbers.
cannot go on the show numbers
Twan.
and outthink him. He's a
What's
mathematical genius.
What's 2 divided by 2?
There is
One.
no 2 divided by 2. It's only 1.
Yes, it is.
No, you cannot divide a number by a
What's-
number and expect a whole number. It's
What?
only 1.
Wow.
What?
Hey, I know this shit too. Okay, come on.
What's 2 divided by 2?
1.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yo, what is it? 0?
No.
What is it?
What's 2 divided by 2?
I just answered that.
It's 0. It's a common denominator that you cannot break down.
Well, you can't break down a positive and a
You
positive.
You cannot break it.
I'm not going to math class here.
You cannot.
I'm not.
My head hurt.
cannot
My
break-
head hurt.
You cannot break down a numeric number that does not have no positive whatever.
Integer. All right. Nubian Public Podcast. I don't know where this came from. If you're going to listen and learn from it. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm
You know what I mean?
at this point, your boy
You
Bo is
cannot-
just
you
stuck.
cannot-
Yeah.
You cannot break down. You cannot break
We'll be
down
right
no
back.
common.
Nubian Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio. Yes, indeed, it is a beautiful day outside. I'm here in the studio with the Knights of the Downs Round, even though this isn't, excuse me, a round session. We have the Knights here, which is Mr. Classic and Mr. Gemini Reels sitting at the desk. We've been trying to figure this shit out for an hour or two because apparently the audio for my music has gone down. I don't know how to bring that back up. So what I will do is, being the producer that I am, reintegrate that after the show is recorded. Gentlemen, what is good?
What it do? What it do? This Mr. Classic, Mr. Bo.
What's
Mr.
going on?
Bo.
This is Mr. Bo.
Swan it down. What it do?
Loving it, Bo. Classic. Loving it, fellas. Look, we have got to get back on the air a little bit more. I have been on a hiatus, dealing with studio remodeling, family, and all that. So I have not been around like I wanted to. I am here now. And
well, I mean, you're a busy man, You got a lot of things going on, so can't help that you can't really get on the air like that. You got things to do. You got things to do, bro.
I mean, yeah, we do. Got things to do. I do. But look, what has been going on in your lives there, gentlemen, because what I want to talk about today is, guess what? Trump, punk ass, was in court in New York the other day, and one of his extremist followers set themselves on fire right in front of the court. Did you hear about that?
I heard about it, but
Dude,
let me say something right quick. First of all, one, I'm not finna set myself aflame for any goddamn body.
Anybody.
You could be Jesus Christ. Well, I take that back. I probably would have did that if it was Jesus Christ.
I wouldn't have.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm not finna sit there and set fire to my eyes. I'm already black as a motherfucker. I'm not finna set myself aflame for this Antichrist. That's basically what he is.
Exactly what I've been calling him, an Antichrist, and people have been looking at me like, wait a minute now. No, yes, he is. If you can get somebody to follow you, and it started off with the insurrection, if you can get people to do that and then they're going to set themselves on fire for you, something wrong.
Yeah.
Something wrong.
But was all of this a publicity thing to where by Trump being in office and that person doing what they did, is this a publicity thing to where it takes the focus off of what's really going on? And I'm going to be honest. Donald Trump, Biden, I don't care who y'all are. All y'all in this shit together. Period. That's how I feel.
They are.
Well, I agree with you on that.
But me, if I'm living in my house and I'm monitoring my business, and y'all can say that y'all can come and do whatever you want to, no, you cannot. That's not gonna happen. I'm not the baddest, I'm not the toughest person on earth, but when we look at this, let's like really be real about it. Everything that they've been coming at with Donald Trump. When Donald Trump won the election, when he did,
he didn't win that shit.
He bought that election.
Regardless of how it is, politics, money, I don't care how it went down, how it boiled down to. I don't like it, but I will say this. When Trump was in office, dude, you can have the lowest of the lowest people, where you say you have the different type of citizens or whatever else. Okay, you may be up here, I may be right here. This person may be lower than me.
Class, different classes.
The different class. But when Trump, and I'm not gonna. Let me rephrase that. When Trump was in office,
he was a bitch. Okay.
Shit was moving though. Shit was moving.
Yeah,
they did not like that. But what was going on is that Trump was moving shit that a lot of people didn't understand and that they did not regulate or that they did not like. I don't give a fuck what you do. Do what you do. Handle your business. When Trump was in office, even black people was living better. Look at this shit now.
I kind of
Okay,
disagree
y'all
with
can
that.
disagree.
No,
Y'all can
I can back it up.
Y'all can
I
argue
can
that
back
and
it up.
disagree. But
I can
I will
back it
say this: when he was in office, when Donald Trump was in office, I'm gonna ask y'all this.
It
one
wasn't meant
question.
for us.
I'm gonna ask y'all this one question.
Right. Go ahead, ask your question, and I'm gonna do my best to answer it.
War may have been going on. He wasn't with that shit.
Because he's a coward. You a
Dude,
businessman, not a
but-
politician.
Okay,
You know?
you just answered a part of my question. You are a businessman.
Mhm.
So whatever's going on that y'all motherfuckers want to do, I ain't with that shit. So now you finna come at me, you finna try and pull up dirt or whatever on me. I can pull up dirt. Are we finna play tit for tat ass
Yes,
shit?
we are. Because, first of all, he pulled dirt up on himself by trying to be the Mr. Sly Cat. You know what I mean? You cannot hide nothing from your people.
Even when they said
You
that
can't.
Trump, even when they said that
Right.
Trump went bankrupt, if I can bounce back from bankruptcy or whatever else, and I need to do what I have to do, and then too, whether it's blacks, whites, I wouldn't give a fuck what color you was, and I'm here to say that, look, this is what's going on. Trump exposed a lot of them, but then too, what happened? The repercussions of it was that like, oh no, he fucking up, he doing this, that, or whatever else. What the fuck is y'all doing? Let's go back about back when Barack was in office. Even just before Barack got in office, everybody penny pinching and snatching money.
But what did Obama do?
Dude,
He gave out those
How
three
the-
stimuluses.
how the fuck do you have a
That's
person?
actually what Trump did.
How do you have a
comment on
How do you have a person that sit here and say, well, this is what I make each year out of the 4-year
You're
'cause
right. Trump gave out those stimuluses, but yeah.
every 4 years
Mhm.
you may have a president may serve their second term, but it is not about the president serving those first or second term. That first term, whoever was involved in it, how is it that you have this woman or man that's stealing all this money? Oh, I'm finna resign.
Wait, who's stealing?
Dude, man, come on, man.
Who was stealing?
Dude, let's go back to all of this.
If it wasn't
Once
Congress.
Once again, all of them
Not
steal.
even,
All of them are stealing from one another.
Yeah.
But they will give up a family member. Oh no, I ain't got nothing to do with that. How is your bank account going from 30,000 a year or 34 or 40,000 a year to 200-300 some thousand a year? Where's you getting that money from? You're stealing. You're stealing.
That ain't only Obama's cabinet.
It ain't even about
Every president
this
did
shit
that.
Go back
Everyone.
since the beginning. All of them did.
You know, I mean,
All of them did. So my point is this. Y'all keep robbing and stealing from the people that are going out here busting their ass, working hard.
this is why
Just
no one
because you-
votes.
And see, this is my other thing.
That's why no one votes. for
Just
Obama.
because you have a title on your name, I'm the president, I'm a legislator, I'm a congressman, I'm a sheriff, I'm a this, I'm a that, whatever it may be. No, I'm not with that. If you have people just as well as all three of us sitting here doing this podcast, if Bo can go out there and bust his ass at $13, $15, $18, $20 an hour, who am I paying? Who am I giving money to? It ain't going into my household. Because even once my bills are paid, I'm still paying y'all corrupt motherfuckers for what? Your family living lavish and my family is suffering.
Blame
Make
it.
that shit make sense.
Blame it on
Person detected near your spotlight
the
cam.
IRS.
No,
Blame it on the IRS.
I blame it on us. I blame it on us because we not stand up for rights.
Because what can we do against the IRS?
What you mean? What can we do against the
Not a motherfucking thing.
Yes, we can.
Number one, they're not a government entity.
Who are they?
They're
Who
their
are they?
own entity.
Okay, so
First and foremost.
So watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
IRS
Watch
Deal,
this.
okay.
Okay, just as well as doctors are in business,
Okay.
and then they retire. You may owe a bill to that doctor. Who comes in? You got different states. We got Wisconsin revenue here in Wisconsin. Why the fuck am I paying you for something that I owe somebody else for?
Because
We're
bitches to
Just as
them.
well as you treated me,
Point blank.
just as well as you treated me, you gave me stitches or you gave me medication, and you went out of practice or whatever else. Why am I paying a non-organization or whatever it may be? Why am I paying anybody else something that I should have paid you? If I wash your car today and I said, Bo, I wash your car, can you give me the money for it right now? Well, give me like a week or two and I'll give you on the money.
Okay,
that
you're explaining a perfect world. It's not
No,
like
no.
that.
It is like
No,
that.
it's not.
Yes,
I'm
it
saying
is like that.
you're explaining
Because
a perfect
what-
world.
What
It's
people
not
do
perfect.
Is people
I don't
try
think
and
any
get
of it is perfect.
people try and get
None of
over.
it.
No, the ones that are out here busting their ass.
They
and
don't
work-
care about.
I get that, but what I'm simply saying is that the people that are out here busting their ass to make a living for themselves or have a legend that comes behind them, y'all still come up with some shit like, wait a minute, Bo asked Classic to come and like wash his car or whatever, or come and clean up his house. Do I turn around and sue him? I'm not coming after Bo.
No.
I'm not coming after him.
But what
I'm
the-
finna come after the motherfuckers that's behind him that's getting attacked.
So what the IRS is going to do is they're
You get what
going
I'm
to cut
saying,
out the
Bo?
middleman. They're
If
going
you
to.
if you make money, if you're making money, and I come and work for you, that's between me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How do the IRS or anybody else step in and say, okay, well, he's working for you? Y'all trying to lowball us.
Because we're slaves, number one.
How
That
do
never
you-
ended.
how
We're
do you-
citizens.
Bo,
Number two.
how do you lowball somebody that ain't got shit to what the fuck you doing? In
They're doing
other
it.
words, what I mean by that,
They're doing it.
once again, if you pay me for a job and I do that job and you give me $200, guess what? That $200 that you give me, they're still gonna take money from you and they're gonna take money from me. Who the fuck are y'all to do that?
The IRS.
That's what nobody fights for.
Because they can't. You will not be able to win against the IRS.
Says who?
Says the IRS.
There's power in numbers.
No.
No.
Not
There's
against the
power
IRS.
in numbers.
Not against the
No.
IRS.
No.
Dude,
I wish it was.
there is
Right.
power in numbers. Okay, who is the IRS?
A private entity that was established back in the 60s.
If you work at a bank,
Okay.
and you are like the CEO, whoever else you may be of that,
They're the crooks.
Yeah, they the crooks.
They're the crooks.
They the biggest
do
crooks.
you know who half of them are?
The half.
Do you know who half of the government is? Do you know who half of these people are? Dude, I didn't even know who. What's his name? Fake ass Caviar or Cavalier or whatever the fuck his name is.
Mayor.
Yeah, from Milwaukee. Whatever his name is. Whatever
Cavalier.
their name is.
Mhm.
We don't know these people.
No.
They just came out of nowhere.
But we do
But we
know
have
who
to vote for
controls.
these people.
But we do know the family that controls the bank. People say it's the Jews. No, it's not the Jews. It's the people from the 30s, the 20s, the teens.
And before that.
That big ass family whose name I'm not going to mention over the air because you ain't coming for me.
Nigga, I was
Them motherfuckers are control. Okay, fuck it. You got the Rockefellers.
DuPont.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
You got the DuPonts.
DuPonts, De Beers. You got these
You go back further than
entities that are controlling shit. De Beers, biggest motherfucking diamond industry it is. and it wasn't even theirs. You see what I'm saying? It's sold out.
Yeah, that's pretty
Stolen.
much.
You see what I'm saying? Stolen. You see what I'm saying? Then you got the Rockefellers. These some bitches is the biggest goddamn mob in the world. Fuck the country, the world.
And then a lot of people don't know.
Where you think he got it from?
Mob control the government. Mob control the government.
The government is the mob.
They work for them.
It is the mob. Look at the 20s. Look at the 30s. Back in the Prohibition. Why was it still liquor? Why was it still underground cities? Look at New York. The biggest fucking state in as far as per capita. Okay? You have a whole underground city in New York, which was used by the mob for prohibition purposes. There are tunnels that they have blocked off and everything down there now, which you can still get
all
there.
that shit was done down there.
Yeah, all of it. Bootlegging, there's hidden subway tunnels. I mean, I can go on and on about
hidden
this.
worlds, but hidden worlds are considered to where shit that y'all that y'all say that was destroyed, but it's still there. It's still in
there.
existence.
Yeah.
But y'all try and make it seem like it's not there.
Well, they're doing that because they don't want the actual public to know the truth of what went on. Now, people say
that's just like what you was telling me about. What was that? Alaska?
Yeah, about and not even Antarctica.
Antarctica. That's what you was.
Antarctica. You know what I'm saying? They say, well, Antarctica is the only continent on this planet that has not been inhabited, which is bullshit. Because don't let motherfuckers tell you that the sky is yellow, but they still pissing on you. That's why it's yellow. See, they're telling us shit to throw us off of shit that they're already doing to us.
Always.
Now, Antarctica, it is inhabited. Let me tell you why Antarctica is inhabited. Why the South Pole is inhabited. Because you have a group of representatives from every fucking country right now that has things set up there. They have their bases set up there. The army set up there. Eisenhower, he went to Antarctica. Okay, look, Hitler, he disappeared and went to Antarctica. These some bitches are living there. Okay, they don't want us there because, well, we don't need the public and the public eyes to be wide open to what we have going on here. This is our secret military and our world power government associated base. Notice I said world power because every country has a representative that is on Antarctica right now, that is on South America right now.
Let me ask both of y'all this. Let me ask the nation is, when it comes to the United States or the world, just the world, they say that one man should not have that much power. And why I said this is because when you go back to like the biblical days where, where Jesus was here on earth or whatever else, and they like, and some people don't want to hear that, but I'm being real. If God came down to rule, then you have Jesus. Yes, you do have different states or whatever. Every state, you have your government and everything else. Every state, who is controlling what? It's not about control. If this world can actually be on the same page and say, look, let's be under one government. So we got Milwaukee, we got Texas, we got New Orleans, we got all these different places or whatever else. Who's controlling what? Nobody is controlling what. That's why it's so much division with all of this stuff, and it's sad. It's very sad.
Oh, somebody is controlling it.
I mean,
yeah, you do have somebody controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
It's ignorant ass people that's controlling it.
My thing is that the United States period will never become one nation. Why? Because this goes back to God. Who knows? But the reason why we'll never be one nation is because the Democrats and the Republicans are going to be constantly fighting.
And I don't even say it's
single
about them.
day.
I feel that it's about that one individual that wants to be in power.
Well,
He
you can
wants
go.
that power.
You can go to every country. You can go Putin. You know what I'm saying? Vladimir Putin. Okay, Russia. He wants the power just as bad as the United States government does. You know what I'm saying? You can go to Kim Jong Un. He wants, even though he's a small country. You see what I'm saying? You can go to Israel's president, Netanyahu. Everybody wants the power. This is why they created the United Nations. Because if there were, if the nations were not united, this world would be destroyed.
That's true.
The only reason they united these nations is to see and to have these summits and to have these meetings, because I want to see how you think. I want to see how you think. Even though the United States may be the strongest, most powerful military in the world, you still have Russia, you still have China. We ain't doing nothing with them if they decided to team up against us and destroy this fucking country. People don't get that. This is why every president is ran on a string. They're puppets from the United States. Because they're told what they can say, what they cannot say. They are told what they can talk about, what they cannot talk about. They are told what president, what leader to piss off, what leader to sit down and shut the fuck up and listen. Right now, that's Putin. You see what I'm saying?
How they move.
How they move.
Well, you can go to Russia today, but no, you cannot go to France. You cannot go to Italy. You cannot go to here. You cannot.
Good point.
No.
Why do you think these motherfuckers is minding their own business? Look at the fucking, what is he, a prime minister of Canada? Look at him. He ain't said a goddamn thing about nothing. Look at the French prime minister. He ain't said a goddamn thing about nothing. Then you have to understand that a lot of these countries, except for the United States, is controlled by the British.
Who's ruling Africa right now?
White people. They're controlled under French and British administration.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Not their own. Not us. So everything has something to do with France.
So in other words,
Or
you
Britain.
had no law.
There is no law. It's their law.
Exactly.
It's honky law. Excuse me, people. Not trying to sound racist, but fuck you.
Never had no
You
law.
know what I mean? Yeah, you fuck them. Because, look, Britain has control over everything. If you go to Canada right now, and we were to get into trouble in Canada, you see what I'm saying? It's under a British court. They wear wigs. They still wear wigs. You know what I'm saying? They only got the black.
We go back to the 14, 15.
Thank you. They are still wearing wigs. We are not we. If the United States hadn't cheated and did what they did to win, we would still be under British rule. We beat them some bitches. It wasn't about beating them. They bartered their way into getting this country back. Just like they stole Alaska from Russia. Putin wants Russia back. People don't know that because we're so interested in Chris Brown and what everybody else is doing. Why Putin is sitting here threatening the United States, you're going to give us our fucking piece of land back, or it's going to be hell.
Look at what the United States has been doing since forever. They've been doing this since forever. Do not go. It's like if you had $1 million sitting in front of me or $100. I don't care if you had a nickel, quarter, dime, penny, whatever in front of me. It's not mine to touch. That's one of the biggest things about the United States that I do not agree with. I don't care who you are. You can be like classic or whatever else. No, you have to understand the history. I do understand the history. The history of it is don't touch shit that ain't yours.
There you go.
Do not touch shit that is not yours.
On point.
So if a person invites you into their house or
On
anything
point.
else and they have money there, I don't give a damn if they have food on the table. If they did not invite you to dinner, don't go and steal food from them.
On point. On
Go grow your
fucking
own
point.
shit. And then too, we talked about this before. Learning about like history, like real talk, learning about history. A nigga is not a black person. Once again, a nigga is a lazy
stupid
motherfucker
Thank you.
that don't want to do nothing, but they always want somebody else to do for them. So what they'll do, they will like threaten you and do whatever else that they can to get you to do what they want you to do. That ain't gonna work.
SOS.
That ain't gonna work for me.
Milwaukee. American.
If you need me to work with you or for you or whatever else,
That was that Milwaukee. ladies and
I'll
gentlemen.
work with you, but for you to sit here and tell me that no, you're gonna do this or you're gonna go to jail or you're gonna be locked up or whatever else, or we got this against your family or whatever else. The saddest thing about it is that even with this podcast right now, a person tell you that I got this against your family, I got that against your family. Study, study, read, study, 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 read. Have shit on them just as well. But
That's
it's
right.
not about tit for tat. If we cannot get along on earth, why do you believe there's a thing called division? What our recognition is that we know about heaven and earth, hell, or whatever else. It's a division. Why is it a division? Why is it a division? Because somebody always trying to up one on you. No, you're not going to do that. But I'm done.
Nubian Public Podcast, y'all stay locked. And this was a great conversation. And it continues. Y'all can't do nothing with us. When this family come together, we is the bomb. Y'all stay tuned. Nubian Public Podcast. We got you.
But I don't like fake shit like that. Like, no.